Hello everyone. Imagine we're going to Mars in just 1 month instead of spending a whole year in space. Well, your mind voice will tell you, here comes another fake video. But, unfortunately it's real. Yes, this has already been cooked, and I am just distributing it. In February 2025, a Russian scientist from Rosatom's Troitsk Institute announced a laboratory prototype of a plasma electric rocket engine. They claim that it could push a spacecraft to Mars in just 30 to 60 days. If true, it would be a new era for interplanetary travel and a potential challenge to SpaceX and other players in the space race. Currently, a one-way trip to Mars takes roughly 9 months using conventional chemical rockets. That's a long time for astronauts to be in a metal can, exposed to cosmic rays and solar storms. In fact, Rosatom's researchers cite cosmic radiation as a major hazard during long missions. Because the longer you spend in deep space, the more radiation you absorb. When you absorb more radiation, at the time you reach Mars you will be. So, cutting travel time to 1 or 2 months would dramatically reduce that exposure and could enable round-trip missions in a single year. But to do that, we need to rethink how rockets work. The key limitation of chemical rockets is that they rely on combustion. To break free of Earth's gravity, they need enormous thrust at liftoff. After reaching orbit, there's little acceleration left. That's why engineers are exploring electric and nuclear propulsion systems that deliver small but steady thrust over long periods. Which comes to plasma engine. So, here's how this futuristic plasma engine works. First, hydrogen gas is fed into the system. Powerful magnets and electricity combine to superheat it, turning it into plasma, a glowing, charged gas. This plasma is then fired out the back at incredible speeds, creating a steady push that keeps the spacecraft accelerating. In physics terms, the plasma's momentum creates thrust. Rosatom says the engine accelerates about 62 miles per second. To put that in perspective, typical chemical rockets accelerates at around 2.80 miles per second. Now here comes the main question. Where does the electricity come from? Rosatom plans to power the engine with a nuclear reactor on board the spacecraft. Because nuclear power delivers steady output for years and avoids the mass of large solar panels, especially important when traveling far from the sun. However, operating a reactor in space introduces challenges: radiation shielding, heat rejection, and safety in case of accidents. So that's all for today. Done.